The crystalline halls of the Galactic Council trembled as the human delegation's makeshift ship punched through the station's outer shields. Ambassador Evelyn Chen steadied herself against the console as their retrofitted mining vessel, held together by duct tape and sheer determination, skidded to a halt in what was supposed to be an impenetrable docking bay. "Nice landing, David," she muttered to her pilot, brushing debris from her worn military uniform. David Martinez grinned, his scarred hand still gripping the controls. "You said make an entrance." We made an entrance. Around them, dozens of alien species froze in shock. The Galactic Council hadn't invited humanity. In fact, they'd explicitly banned the primitive species from attending. But here they were, having jury-rigged a stolen FTL drive to a ship that shouldn't even achieve orbit. The Altarians, with their translucent bodies pulsing in distress, were the first to react. "Security! The humans have— We're here about the Devourer," Evelyn announced, her voice cutting through the chaos as she stepped onto the pristine floor, leaving bootprints of Earth dirt behind. The mention of that name silenced everyone. The Devourer, the galaxy's apex predator that had consumed 17 systems in the past cycle alone. Every species in the Council had tried to stop it. All had failed. Chancellor Zix Theta, a being of pure energy contained in an elaborate crystalline form, materialized before them. "Humans, your presence here is illegal. You lack the technology, the sophistication, the—" "We have a solution," Evelyn interrupted, something no species had ever dared do to the Chancellor. "Unless you'd prefer to lose another system while debating our credentials." The Council chamber erupted in dozens of languages, but the Chancellor raised a tendril for silence. "Speak quickly before we eject you into space." David stepped forward, pulling up a holographic display from a device held together with electrical tape. "The Devourer isn't just hunting. It's following quantum signatures, specifically the signatures your fancy shields and weapons produce." "Impossible," scoffed the Zeranian representative, their 6 eyes blinking in sequence. "Our technology is beyond your comprehension. Your technology is why it finds you," Evelyn shot back. "Every advanced civilization it's destroyed used the same quantum frequency patterns. You're basically ringing a dinner bell." The room fell silent again. David continued. "We notice because humans don't use those frequencies. Our tech is what you call primitive. Combustion engines, chemical rockets, nuclear fission. Messy, inefficient, and completely invisible to the Devourer." Chancellor Zixatheta's form flickered with what might have been disbelief. "You're suggesting we abandon millennia of technological advancement?" "No," Evelyn smiled, and several species instinctively backed away. They'd learned that when humans smiled in certain ways, violence often followed. "We're suggesting you let us handle it." 3 days later, the Devourer emerged at the edge of the Kepler 442 system, where the Council had reluctantly allowed humanity to set their trap. The creature was magnificent in its horror, a biomechanical nightmare the size of a moon, with tentacles that could crack planets and a maw that had swallowed entire fleets. Every Council species watched from safe distances, their sophisticated sensors recording everything. They expected to witness humanity's swift annihilation. Instead, they watched David pilot a simple chemical rocket directly at the creature, while Evelyn coordinated hundreds of similar vessels, mining ships, cargo haulers, even decommissioned military craft from Earth's various wars. "It doesn't see us," David reported, his voice calm as he approached something that had terrorized the galaxy for centuries. "We're background noise to it." The Devourer's attention remained fixed on the quantum signatures the Council fleet was generating light years away, not noticing the primitive human ships until they were already inside its defensive perimeter. "Now," Evelyn commanded. The human fleet released their payload, not advanced energy weapons or exotic matter bombs, but simple nuclear warheads, the kind humanity had been perfecting since 1945. Thousands of them, placed with surgical precision at points David had identified as neural clusters. The Devourer's scream shattered moons. For the first time in its ancient existence, it had been hurt by something it couldn't even properly perceive. As it writhed trying to locate its attackers, the humans pressed their advantage, using chemical thrusters to outmaneuver the creature's desperate attacks. "Phase 2, Evelyn ordered. David's ship released its special cargo, a cloud of nanobots. Not sophisticated by Council standards, but programmed with something uniquely human. A virus based on Earth's own resilient microorganisms, adapted to consume the devourer's organic components. The apex predator that had terrorized advanced civilizations for millennia was being undone by techniques a council scientist would have dismissed as archaic. Within hours, the devourer was dead, its massive form beginning to break apart. In the council chambers, silence reigned. Finally, Chancellor Zixitheta spoke, their voice carrying a new tone. Respect, perhaps even fear. How did you know this would work? Evelyn stood before the assembled representatives of the galaxy's most advanced civilizations, still wearing her patched uniform, still leaving Earth dirt on their perfect floors. Because humans have always been persistence hunters, she said simply. We don't need to be faster or stronger or more advanced. We just need to find a weakness and keep hitting it until something breaks. Your mistake was trying to out-evolve the devourer. We just needed to be too primitive for it to understand, David added with his characteristic grin. Plus, we've gotten pretty good at killing things bigger than us. Started with mammoths, worked our way up. As the human delegation prepared to leave, their ship still held together by determination and duct tape, the Chancellor called out, "The Council formally invites humanity to join as full members." Evelyn paused at the doorway. "We'll think about it. But next time something threatens the galaxy, maybe don't wait until we have to crash your party." As their ship departed, leaving a trail of exhaust that made several species cringe, the galaxy's advanced civilizations were left with an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes, the most dangerous species wasn't the apex predator. It was the one too stubborn to know it should be prey.